Now we move on to give yourself a bit more confidence and to actually do a bit more work with the probe. Now, as you may remember from the assembly part of the probe, I was having trouble with it triggering and reliability and all that sort of stuff. I ended up putting in a spacer behind it and raising a pad up the top so as the Allen key would actually hook and click, and I could hear it click on and off, on and off. So that doesn't fill you full of confidence, and you don't want the effect to be ramming towards the bed and you don't know whether the trigger's going to work or not. So we'll test it first, manually test it. Also, we'll get the dimensions, we will record those. So as you know, the idea is that the Allen key goes past the tip of the nozzle and then it goes down and it moves up and it clicks. Now it needs to click before the nozzle hits the table, and it needs to be above the nozzle in the stored and locked position. So deployed below the nozzle, clicks below the nozzle, stored and locked above the nozzle tip. So check all that, make sure that that's working right. Make sure you're getting the click, click, click with your little finger slowly. Then we're right, and we just follow on from when we've put the piece of paper with the cross and put the circle around the Allen key. So before we even leave that setup, we do this setup. And this, I'm referring to mine, yours may be a bit different. We're currently at Z1. We've set it up and we've got 1 millimeter. That's with the paper on the bed. The probe is deployed onto the paper and you draw in a little circle. Now raise that up to Z6, so 6 millimeter. Then on pronto face, do a M119 reporting in stop status, and that will show you whether it's triggered or not. So do 6 mil, triggered, not triggered, then do 7 and see if there's a change. And somewhere around there, or maybe even 8, 6, 7, 8, you'll somewhere where it'll go from triggered to open, or open to triggered, depends on how far. So what we're trying to do is find out the position where it goes from one to the other. So if you know it's between 7 and 8 millimeter or between 6 and 7 millimeter, use your graphical interface and just click the buttons. Go down 0.1 of a millimeter, do an M119 and just go or up and then find, okay, that's where it's triggered. Here, not triggered, here it is triggered, okay. Then do M114 and that will tell you the actual distance of the Z. So mine happened to be 7.1 millimeters. The trigger point from the tip of the nozzle to the actual point on the Allen key is 0.71 of a millimeter. I can home, then go down to say 7 millimeter, check whether it's triggered or not, do another home, go to 7.2, see if it's triggered or not, do another home, go back and check 7.1 and see if it's triggered or not. And so it's to get the dimension but also the repeatability. Yes, 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 yes. So do that enough times until you're confident, and then you'll know that your probe's working, your dimensions are correct, and you shouldn't have a problem with crashing. Then raise above that 7.1 or whatever yours is, then just move with your buttons on your screen across until the tip of the Allen key is just touching on the cross. Then just do a M114 and that will give you your positions like I said before. Then raise it up, move it over to the Allen key, and with your buttons on your screen, move it up until you know. So now you should be able to do probing without any worries about it crashing. That should build your confidence and you should be eager to move on to the next step.